have a list here of stuff myself and my family have tried to do over the years and continue to do. I know people out there are saying, well, if you're a survivalist or a prepper, that's all has a view of it, bad look at it. Some people look at it. And I don't view it as this, and I don't do that. I don't go to the extremes of that, but I do that because of what I've seen and what I see and what I feel is coming. This is all what myself and my family has done, and I've tried to share it with other people. And I've had some people asking me specifics, and I thought, well, I'll just make a video, then it's there, and if you want to reach out further, then I can definitely answer and reply to people. But I just want to get this out there and say this is where things are at, and at least where we're at, or where we are trying to get to. So I'll just go down the list. If this is boring, I am sorry. I'll have another video soon. Alright, so this is preparing yourself and your family for what may come or what may never come. If you're prepared and stuff never happens, stuff never comes, well, great, because you don't have to go through all that, and everything you prepared for, you can use all your supplies, all the stuff you have. It's not a waste for the most part overall. And if something does come, or something happens which you're not preparing for, but it's equivalent or it's equal or it affects you the same or similar as to what you prepared for, well, now you're ready. You weren't ready for that specifically, but you are ready. At least you're able to overcome and get over that hill and take it on, and you're ready and you're not worried. You've eliminated the fear that may have been there. So, sorry, that was a little long-winded, but I have cash and bills, so and coinage. So why that? Well, because when the run on the bank happens, or when the bank holiday happens, or when they shut the banks down and freeze people's accounts, you'll have that cash. At least for now, cash is still accepted. In the future, it's going to be a cashless society that they're pushing for. It's my belief. You'll have that cash now, and you can go out and get what you need for yourself and your family to survive, to get through, whether that be food or anything else. So whatever you're able to do, if you're able to do a huge amount, great. If you're able to do a little amount, great. Whatever you're going to do, whatever you're able to do, or whatever you set forward to do, is better than what you have done. At least if you have prepared, well, do a little more, or get a little more if you're able. If you haven't, you're starting at zero. Anything is better than what you have if you're starting at zero. Guns and ammo. I'm a firm believer in that. So guns and ammo, why? Well, guns and ammo is for protection, absolute protection, especially if you live in some of those hot areas where the riots pop up and that kind of stuff. You're not going to go out there, but at least you have it, and you are able to protect yourself and your family to a point, if not fully. That's a must-have, in my opinion, and it's also for hunting. It gets down to the point where you need to hunt to fetch some food for your family, yourself. You have that option. Now you have that tool. Gold. Gold to preserve wealth. Physical gold, have that on hand or stored somewhere that you can get to fast and easy. Not a bank, not a government-ran facility, somewhere private, somewhere you trust. If you're going to store it, I believe if you have land, a little bit, I believe having it buried outside is safer than having it in a bank. That's my opinion. So silver, same sort of sense of that, to preserve your wealth, but also as a bartering aspect. So I know they're doing this dry run, or that kind of stuff with what's going to happen if the internet goes down, or if we lose power, or we lose huge grids of power all over. What would you do? What's going to happen then? And they're already the elites have been doing dry runs of this. Two years ago, this is the third year doing it, and my feeling is the more they do it, the closer it's going to get till something happens. and they're going to say it's caused by an outside force. I think differently. So anyways, you'll have that. You'll have that bartering chip. Because if you need food, if you need some other tool, if you need something, and there's no cash out there to get from banks, banks aren't open, there's no way to exchange stuff with people, and they don't want cash maybe, because banks aren't open and some businesses stop accepting cash, you have silver for bartering chip. You do have gold for larger items, but in the beginning, I think silver is going to be essential. Any form of silver, 90% silver. Your old actual silver utensils, eating utensils, they're 90%. A bunch of stuff is 90% silver. That's why it's actually 92.5% sterling silver. So then you'll want some sort of access to water, whether that's a pond that's on your land, or a pond you have access to, or a lake you have walking distance access to. Not a lot, because if you have to haul stuff back to your property, you want it to be close and easy and feasible. If you have a well on your land, that's great also. With that, if you have some sort of pond or something and you need that for drinking, come down to it, you'll want some sort of water filtration. It can be simple, a little jug thing that's for one person, or a few for a few people, or a whole system, this whole Berkeley water system that you pull out from the pond and it runs into your house. Then also canned foods now, and I say canned foods now because we're in the beginning of hyperinflation, I should say, and that means every time you go to the store to buy something, the next time you get there, it may be more, it may cost more because your value of your dollars are being depleted very fast. So if you go to the store, you're going to run out to get some groceries, get a few more cans, get 10 more cans of whatever you would like, whether that's corn, green beans, mixed vegetables, whatever. It could be some sort of baked beans, any canned item like that. Just get a few every time you go to the store. If you can only afford one, buy that one. The next time you can afford one, buy that one. One time you're around, they're on sale, you can afford 3, buy 3. Have them. You will use them, and you have them on hand. Garden any way you are able. That's what I have written down here. So what does that mean? That means, well, if you're able to pull in a bunch of black dirt and dig up an area and get a full garden going, great, do that. Get the skills in it, what's needed to have some sort of vegetable growth in your garden. I mean, learn that. You can learn it now online while you still have access. Maybe it'll be shut down sometime, and you'll want that knowledge. Learn it now. And then the hay bale gardening, which I favor myself. If you are able to do that, great, do that. No waiting. There's really no waiting in that. And then if you can only afford pots, if you have a few pots, if you're in an apartment, throw a few tomato plants in pots, or a few plants for green beans, or a few plants for whatever you wish in pots, radishes, whatever. And if you really don't have any room, you're in a studio apartment, or you're sharing that, you have roommates, whatever, sprouts, all it takes is one small little mason-sized, quart-sized canning jar. You can grow sprouts in there, get a few of those going. Sprouts are quick, easy, sprouts are highly nutritious. And if you're interested, learn it. You can find it online, get it, and voila, eat it right there. Throw it on salads, throw it on sandwiches. Just eat them raw. I mean, that's nutrition that you're going to need always, that you need now, and that is not in the food that's being sold very much anymore nowadays. Also tools. By tools, I mean gardening tools. If you're out and about and you're buying stuff from a home improvement store, if you don't have some sort of garden hoe, you don't have a garden rake, you don't have this or that, you have 15 extra bucks, pick up something garden-wise if you need it, or if you are going to need it, because you're going to look into that. Then there's also home repair stuff, So electrical and plumbing. Any sort of, if you need plumber's tape, you need plumber's putty, it's just an extra a drain spout, an extra whatever on the side of plumbing. Same with electric. You need some extra copper wire. If you have some laying around, great. If you don't, pick up a switch or pick up an outlet, because those things don't last forever. If you have a few on you at all times and something happens, well, you got it now. Pick up an extra bunch of bulbs. Also, you could do that. Automobile stuff, automobile tools. That's a little more, precise, but there are some that are across the board. Automobile tools. Batteries. A, AAA, C, D, whatever you are going to need. If you have a battery-powered radio, I say that's essential. If you don't get one, then make sure you have plenty of batteries for it. Flashlights, plenty of batteries for your flashlights. Batteries for anything else you have and you're going to want to be using or you may need to use. Make sure you have batteries of the backup set and a backup to the backup set. Nails, screws, here and there, you always can use them for just securing a door, securing something in your home. Hang stuff up, whatever, nails and screws. Tape, electrical tape, duct tape, the blue tape, stuff that you can easily just hang stuff temporarily and take off, magic tape. Any kind of tape. Tape's always used. You'll always want to have tape. So just make sure you have that on hand, because if you're not able to get it and you need it, you're going to be very happy you have it. And also some sort of community where you're living. Your neighbors, friends, your friends maybe know someone, your neighbors maybe know someone, but where am I going to be able to get vegetables if I can't get them from the store? Because I go to the store and most of the shelves are wiped out. Getting some sort of relationship with someone who knows a farmer, or a relationship with a farmer. Vegetables and meat, for ground beef, for whatever kind of, pork, if you want to do that, sort of chicken, eggs, farm fresh eggs. Get a hold of someone who has farm fresh eggs, where you have an avenue to get them. Or on that note, get chickens. If you have the room, get chickens. Learn that now, and you have them. We did this a few years ago. It was a little learning curve. Once we got it down, it's great. I would never want to go back to not having chickens. It's great. It's an egg factory, and they're fresh. In my opinion, they taste much better than the store-bought garbage that's out there. And it's really simple and easy. Gasoline and jugs. So if you have a lawnmower, you have this that uses gasoline. You obviously probably have 5-gallon jugs here and there. We try to make sure they're full at all times, the best we can. And then if you have extras, make sure they're full. If there comes a time that you need it to throw a few gallons in your car, 5 gallons in your car, to get from here to there, because you're not allowed to get gas from the gas station, for whatever reason, the ones nearest to you are shut down, or there's some sort of, they'll call it hack, and so that's why these gas stations are shut down. Then you have access to it. You don't have enough to drive all over. We have enough to get from here to your neighbor, to the farmer, to the store, if the store is still open. You have it. Just make sure, that's what we do, just make sure we have them full for the most part at all times we can. Propane, same sense. So propane grill, propane heaters, a bunch of stuff runs out propane, propane generators. If you have a propane that's running stuff in your house, just always make sure that's close to topped off. And those little 20-pound propane tanks, we make sure they're topped off for the most part. If one runs out, well, we try to get to the store as soon as we can to get that refilled, to make sure we have extras always that are full, accessible. And then I have deck of cards. Why a deck of cards? Well, a deck of cards or anything for entertainment that you and your family would enjoy. Let's just say a scenario here, boom, power's out, and you lost power, and they say it might be a week till you get it back, but you're not sure. It could come back in an hour, it could be gone for multiple weeks. What are you going to do in that time? All of your electronics, your phone, that kind of stuff, are all going to be dead for the most part, unless you have some sort of solar generation, and that's another thing to look into. If you have little solar generations that can charge your phones and that kind of stuff, that's another good thing to look into. But if you don't, or even if you do, because it takes a long time to get that charge up on those things, to be able to charge your cell phones, then you'll be doing this with your family members, be able to play cards or any other games. I mean, Yahtzee is mine. It's a smaller, simpler game. There's a bunch of them out there. Unstable Unicorns, I believe, is one. That's and Exploding Kittens, of newer games that have been around. As always, there's always Monopoly. There's always larger games like that too. But we just try to make sure we have something readily accessible, because we have, a few years ago in a different state. We've since moved states. We have lost power for most of the day, and then that's what we were doing when we found ourselves. Just playing as a family. The time went by fast, and we had fun. And it's a great excuse to share stuff with your family, or just your spouse if that's who it is, or just your boyfriend or girlfriend if that's who you have around, or your roommates. That's just something entertainment-wise. Are you going to use it ever? Hopefully not in that situation, but if you come in that situation, you have it. It's there. The saying goes, you have a gun, and you hope you never need it. Unless you're hunting, that's a different story, but just like you have a fire extinguisher in your house, or your garage, or wherever, and you hope you never need it. But in case you need it, you have it. So it may just sit there. It may sit there till you have to get a new one because it's expired and you've had it for years. You may need to get a new, fire extinguisher because you had it 10 years ago and it expired now. And you're supposed to get another one for the kitchen. Well, was that a waste of money for those 10 years you didn't get use? And I say absolutely not, because if you would have needed it, you'd be very happy that you'd had it. So on this note, that's all I was really doing, was talking about the list and stuff like that. I think it's essential to look into things now. I know there's a lot of crazy talk out there about the internet, and people are saying some that they're going to try to shut it down or shut the power grids down, or once stuff comes back, that the internet will not be the same internet that we know of today. It may not have access to many things. There may not be free access to stuff. Anyways, is it all going to happen? I don't know. But I'm just being prepared for myself and my family to be ready for anything. And I just want to get this out there. If people find this valuable and important, great. At least I'm trying to do my part. At least people are out there watching and hoping and getting, a little more knowledgeable. I try to share it. Anyways, if you like this, hit the like, subscribe, share, whatever. Thanks for watching. As always, stay vigilant, protect yourself, your family, protect your health, and protect your wealth.